Hi, hello, and welcome. Welcome to the credits roll review that is not so much a credits roll post-game review of Batman Arkham Knight. So, I just spent the past hour hemming and hawing trying to figure out why the fuck I haven't been able to record any sort of review about Arkham Knight, because for every game that I beat on stream, start to finish, I want to have a review for. And I just, in the last 10 minutes, I think I figured out what the problem was. For Devil May Cry 2, the first game clear review I did, I had an opening voiceover that covered some bits about the game that I did not talk about during my first reactions that I gave while the credits were rolling, and then I had more voiceover. The next game I did was I believe Infamous 2, which again was a mixture of voiceover recorded after the fact, and that I recorded while I was reviewing footage of me reacting to the stories while the credits rolled. The Orphan review was nothing but my credits roll reaction review. We'll just call it a review. This is supposed to be the post-game review that I give post-game while the credits are rolling. Kind of like how a post-game show after a NASCAR race or a football game is the post-game show, and the credits of the production of the race have already rolled. With Batman Arkham Knight, I didn't do that, or I didn't do a good enough job of it. It was a very not great summarization of the plot. And I just had to say, to stop stressing me out and to just get this over with, I've just said, fuck it. Let's record everything that I can think of about Batman Arkham Knight and my thoughts on it, as well as just the Asylum series in general. Tried writing a review, that didn't work. So
I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Right. Fucking thing sucks.
So I first played Batman Arkham Asylum in City when they originally came out. I don't remember who or what got me into Batman originally. I remember seeing Batman Begins in theaters when it came out. I don't remember if I saw Dark Knight in theaters when it came out, or around the time it came out for that matter. But I do remember playing Asylum and City roughly around the time they came out. I highly doubt that I got either game like day of release. But I do know that I played them in their time. As for the next two Arkham games, Origins and Knight, I did not. I did not get them. I did not play them when they came out. I know that I wanted them, but I did not get them. Why? I was probably on a kick of some other series that I hadn't played. It might have been an Assassin's Creed. It might have been playing Kingdom Hearts for the first time. Because when did Kingdom Hearts 3 came out? Because I remember playing through the Kingdom Hearts series when Kingdom Hearts 3 came out in 2019 and Arkham Knight came out in 2015. So let me go to PlayStation trophies real quick and see what the first trophy in Kingdom Hearts 1 I unlocked when the first trophy unlocked in Kingdom Hearts was 2018. So that would be after Arkham Knight came out. Well, regardless of whatever kept me from playing Arkham Origins and Arkham Knight, I didn't play them when they came out. A couple years ago, Humble Bundle or Steam sale, one of the two, had a bundle with all the Arkham games lumped together, all their DLC, all together for a damn good price. I bought it, and since it had been at least a decade since I last played City or Asylum, and I never played Origins or Night, and I had become a much bigger Batman fan since then, I decided now seems like a good time. So I played Asylum. Don't remember if I played it on stream. I highly doubt it because I don't believe I was streaming during 2021. Arkham City, I played in 2023. I played Arkham City 2023 on stream. Both Asylum and City are great games. I enjoyed them when they came out. I enjoyed them even more when I replayed them for the first time as a much older person, a much bigger Batman fan, and also could do the Riddler challenges. And well, except for the one Riddler trophy in Arkham City that is missable if you don't grab it before beating and clearing the Mr. Freeze side mission. That was mighty big oversight on your Rocksteady. Mighty big oversight, and I'm honestly surprised that they never patched it. But anyway, last year, 2024, I played Arkham Origins for the first time. I don't remember anything really about Origins or Night and what people thought about them, other than not a lot of people were too terribly big a fan of Origins, and Arkham Knight was a little somewhat controversial. Origins, I'm not really sure. I liked Origins. It was a good story. It was a good game, and I enjoyed it. Night, I played this year. Obviously, I just finished it 2 weeks ago, and this is the review of it, of course. The wonders of live recording, my friends, my lovely dear viewers. Arkham Knight, gameplay-wise, I mean, what can I say? It's Batman. It's the Batman Arkham combat. It redefined what combat was like in these kind of games. I mean, Marvel's Spider-Man from Insomniac is using a similar combat system. It redefined what combat was like, and it's the best it's ever been in Arkham Knight. Now, whether or not you're good at it is a completely separate matter. I'm not great at it. I'll go on like 50 combo streak, on a 50 straight combo streak, just popping off combos and finishers left and right, not getting hit. But then I'll get hit by like one guy, and I can't get more than like 5 combos. There was one big issue I did have with the combat though, and I don't remember it happening in the other Arkham games. Maybe it did, but of course it sticks out more in my mind happening in Night because I just played it. Sometimes when battling a shield foe, whether it's a regular guy with a bullet shield or one of the big dudes with an arm shield, sometimes when trying to do the cape stun aerial attack, to take care of them. Sometimes Batman would do the stun, and then when you hit the button to do the aerial attack, which is the same button as the dodge roll, the dodge. Sometimes Batman would dodge instead, and I got myself killed trying to do the shield takedown. More off. Oh no, that's not true. I did do the shield takedown more often than I did the not shield takedown. But in the moments where those happened, super annoying. There would also be rare instances where, during takedowns, where it targeted the wrong, where I thought I was going for one mook, but I ended up not. But I didn't go to the actual mook. But that's probably more user error than anything. And now I got to restart another music compilation. But I don't have anything new to say about the combat or gameplay that hasn't already been said. As for the Batmobile, I like the Batmobile. I really like the Batmobile. But it's not as heavy as you think it would be. And when just driving around the city and getting from point A to point B, that's fine. It's fine when you bounce off a wall or get sent flying because the car only weighs half a pound and you hit an angle wrong, hit a staircase wrong. But when you have to do the Riddler races, or get somewhere quick and you bounce off something, because you hit something wrong and you screw up, that's when it gets real freaking annoying. So it would have been nice if the Batmobile did not bounce as much and weighed a little more. The fighting, the car combat, it was fun. I enjoyed it. And yeah, that's, I don't know. I don't really have much to talk about for the gameplay. It's good. It's good. I don't know what else to say. I'll probably end up putting the gameplay section before the story section, because the story is what I have the most stuff to say about. Because I'm a story guy. For a guy who wants to be a game dev, I got more stuff to say about a story than I do about an actual game mechanic. So yeah, now that I've talked about the gameplay, let's let's jump back about an hour, or let's jump back about an hour to when I was talking about the story in the video. So yeah, have fun listening to my hour-long thoughts on the story. What I had gone surprisingly spoiler-free about Arkham Knight up to this point. The only thing I knew about the story of Arkham Knight that would be considered a spoiler is that Red Hood and Jason Todd were somehow involved with Arkham Knight, and that the Arkham Knight character was not exactly a well-liked character. I did not know why, but as soon as I started playing and I started hearing the Knight talk, I realized why. I realized immediately that's Jason Todd. I have not read the original Red Hood storyline, but I have seen the animated movie Batman Under the Red Hood. So I know the general gist of the Jason Todd story. I have also not read the Killing Death in the Family. Killing Joke is where Oracle Batgirl becomes Oracle because Joker shoots her in the back. Death in the Family is where Joker beats the shit out of Jason Todd and presumably kills him. After which, Batman obviously goes on to make Tim Drake the third Robin, and Jason Todd grows up and doesn't take the thought of being replaced as Robin and the thought of Bruce abandoning him all that well. So he comes back as the Red Hood to try and force Batman into getting revenge for Jason's death, for his death, by trying to force him into a corner and make him reconsider his no killing rule, putting him into a corner where either he has to kill the villain, notably Joker. He's trying to put him into a corner where he has to kill Joker. He has no other choice. Obviously, that does not work, because of course it's not going to. He's Batman. It's Batman. You're not going to put Batman into a freaking corner. So, Arkham Knight being Red Hood was a big letdown for a lot of Batman fans, because, and I don't remember anything about the Arkham Knight marketing, but according to Sirna, he was marketed as an Arkhamverse original character, do not steal. So, and people were super excited about it, because Arkham Asylum was a great game. Arkham City was a fantastic game. Origins, while not quite living up to the new standard and expectations that City set, was still a good game in its own right. Knight, now that they're creating their own original character, and I believe Quincy Sharp, Gordon Quincy Sharp, was also an Arkham original, I believe, and I don't know what the general wide consensus is on Quincy Sharp, but he felt like a character who's been around in the Batman comics for a long time. So when Rocksteady comes out saying, "Hey, we're creating a Arkhamverse original character, never before seen," people got it, understandably, got super excited. Game comes out, the Arkham Knight starts giving very specific information about how Batman thinks, what Batman does, what gadgets he uses, how to shoot him between the armor plates properly to cause damage. Batman fans who know a decent amount about the Robins and the immediate Bat family, knew they're just doing Red Hood. It's just Red Hood by another name. Now, I can't say I am too terribly disappointed, because I didn't have number one, I didn't have that expectation. I didn't have my excitement built up, and I didn't have and I guess I already knew the twist going into it. I hoped that it wasn't the case, because, and this might be the other reason why the Red Hood thing was such a big problem for a lot of people, and the biggest criticism about this game is that nothing about the Arkham Knight There's nothing they did with the Arkham Knight that they could not have done with Red Hood. You could argue that he needed the Arkham Knight persona to get the militia. Now, I don't remember how he got the militia in the first place. Maybe it's explained in the audio logs, which now that I remember it, I never listened to all the audio logs. I only listened to the Simon Stagg audio logs. I never listened to the others. Maybe I listened to the Penguin ones. I know there's ones for Arkham Knight, but I didn't listen to those. But maybe you could argue that he needed the Arkham Knight persona to build the militia. I would say that I could see it, but also I think you could still use Red Hood and get away with it. You could say that Red Hood, I mean, because how did he hire? Let me look that up. How did he get the militia? Jason Bandit pulled together a whole bunch of mercenaries, trained them in Venezuela using the funding of Scarecrow and the other Batman rogues, the other members of Batman's rogues, and also hired Deathstroke as a tactical advisor, training instructor, and battle casualty replacement should the Arkham Knight go down in combat. That doesn't read as if you could do. And I'm going to read straight off the wiki, replacing Arkham Knight with Red Hood. In his quest to kill Batman, the Red Hood assembled an army of mercenaries of various origin, trained to defeat Batman. One training site was located in Venezuela. The Red Hood convinced Scarecrow to ally with him, who assembled the villains of Gotham and persuaded them to fund the militia with $3 billion. The militia developed cutting-edge tech to develop Batman, including fully autonomous drone vehicles, including tanks and aircraft, anti-vehicle mines equipped with electroshock defense system, watchtower, turret emplacements, very powerful mines with a drill and electroshock defense system, optical camouflage suits, and scanners that can detect signals from Batman's detective mode. They also hired Deathstroke as a tactical advisor, training instructor, and battle casualty replacement for the Red Hood, paying him in advance. Nothing about that you could, and that's just the thing. Nothing about the Arkham Knight in the story told changes if you just take out the Arkham Knight title and suit and just put in the Red Hood suit. And it's not as if they couldn't do, and it's not as if you can't do an interesting Jason Todd story. Now, I don't know how many different Jason Todd stories there have been. Actually, I do know, because I did ask Brock how many different versions since the original comic story have been told. How many other versions of the Jason Todd story have been told? And there's Batman Under the Red Hood. They adapted it in the HBO show Titans, which no one watched. I tried watching it. It is dull as hell. Never finished it. I think I only got like 2 or 3 episodes in. There was Batman Death in the Family, Choose Your Own Adventure movie novel thing. Have not done anything with that. I think I own it, but I have not seen it. But if you take the idea of taking the Red Hood story and mixing it with this grand plan that Scarecrow has, and using it as the story to end the Batman, that would make the Red Hood story different enough from the original, where people would, even though they know that's Jason Todd, they know what's going to happen with that part of the story. They don't know how that part of the story interacts with the Scarecrow part of the story. So let's talk about Scarecrow. Which also gives me a chance to talk about the redesigns. I don't know why they redesigned the villains. No, I don't know why they redesigned the villains, although most of them, the redesigns range from drastic to not too noticeable, but not much of a difference. Killer Croc is one of the very noticeable ones, and personally, I like the redesign. I like the redesign of Killer Croc. It looks more Croc-like, which I don't know. That just seems appropriate for the guy named Killer Croc. I don't know about you, but that's what I think. That's what I think. Poison Ivy, who is a major player in the story, also got a redesign. Slight redesign, anyway. Her skin is not quite as green. Her hair is not quite as red, and it's not flowing back from her. Lifted up like it's got like a bazillion cans of hairspray and hair gel stuck in it to make it stick, constantly flowing behind, as if it's flowing behind her, like it's blowing in the wind. And she's but she looks pretty much the same as she did in City and Asylum. I don't think she appeared in Origins, though. If she did, I don't remember what she looks like in Origins. But she looks fine. Scarecrow was another drastic redesign. Scarecrow's is more realistic. He doesn't have the big glowing eyes. He doesn't look like an anorexic skeleton anymore, a half-naked anorexic skeleton. He's wearing like a trench coat and a hood, a tattered hood, and his fear needle gauntlet. The needles aren't like half a foot long anymore. It's now this contraption that's like a hand over his hand, that instead of just being straight on the ends of his fingers. Honestly, personally, I prefer the redesign. I don't know what the general consensus is on the redesigns, but overall, the redesigns really don't. The ones that are drastic, I think, are better, and the ones that aren't drastic, they're not really different enough for me to pick a side as to which one I like. Because I don't think there really was much of a difference between City Penguin and Night Penguin and Night Two-Face and City Two-Face. I don't think there was that much of a difference. And Joker, other than his skin being not all screwed up, the Joker is still the same. But before we get to Joker, let me get back to Scarecrow. Scarecrow's plan is to set off a fear gas nuke across Gotham and to take down the Batman, to kill the Batman, to induce fear into the citizens of Gotham through it. I'll be honest, I was more invested in the Arkham Knight part of the plot than I was the Scarecrow part of the plot. And what I was thinking was going to happen is Jason teams up with Scarecrow and the game progresses roughly the same way that it does normally as it's written. So Batman goes into Ace Chemicals, prevents the fear nuke, the first fear nuke from getting all of Gotham, and only blows up Ace Chemicals. In the process, he himself ODs on fear toxin, and because of it, starts hallucinating Joker. Why does he hallucinate Joker? Presumably, it's because Batman's worst fear is Joker coming back, despite him having seen Joker get burned, be cremated. Of course, his biggest fear would be Joker returning. Because after Joker died, crime rates in Gotham went down. So he starts hallucinating Joker because of the fear gas OD, and is now has to track down the Arkham Knight and Scarecrow, because Scarecrow is still has all the materials to set off another fear nuke, and Arkham Knight is providing protection for him, so he has to go after both. While tracking them down, Arkham Knight kidnaps Barbara Gordon, presumably kills her, or rather, he indirectly gets her killed. He captures her, locks her in a cell, and Barbara is injected with fear gas, presumably, and she blows her own brains out, because when she sees Batman, she sees the scariest thing ever, which, I mean, it's Batman. How could you blame her? I certainly would not want to see Batman be on the wrong end of Batman. Even to his friends, Batman's a little scary. So presumably, Barbara is dead. So now Batman has a reason to has even more reason to go after Arkham Knight. And as we progress through the story, and then we get to Harley Quinn breaking into the movie studio, where Batman is keeping five people who have been infected with Joker Titan contaminated blood, and he and Robin are working on a cure for. There's the woman, there's the showman, there's the big guy, there's the old guy who it seems to be immune, and then there's a fifth cell. The fifth cell doesn't have anyone in it. Harley Quinn breaks into the movie theaters where these fake Jokers are, and sets them free. Batman and Robin team up to take them down, and as they're cleaning up, because the fake Jokers all die, Robin realizes there's 5 cells, but only 4 Jokers. That 5th cell is for you, isn't it, Bruce? And Bruce is like, yes, it will. But I need to finish this business first before I get in that cell. Robin, of course, is like, I got this. Just, Bruce, get in the cell, and I'll deal with it. I can handle it. Bruce, being Bruce, Batman being Batman, says nope, and locks Robin in there. And now we learn what the actual fear is, and why Joker is constantly being hallucinated. Why the fear gas is causing him to hallucinate Joker? It's because Batman fears that he is going to turn into Joker, and Joker's hallucinations are constantly egging Batman on. Come on, Batsy. Let your joker out. Come on. Just let loose. Don't you want to just kill them right now? You know you want to. Just let me take the wheel, Batsy. So we continue along, and we have our grand, Scarecrow sets off the fear nuke, and in order to clean it up, Batman has to team up with Poison Ivy, and so that she can suck up the fear gas using this ancient tree underneath Gotham to suck it up and purify Gotham of the fear gas. It works, but in the process, she dies. Rest in peace, Dr. Pamela Isley. Story continues on. We eventually get to the point where Red Hood has kidnapped Commissioner Gordon, because after Barbara died,
oh no,
Batman, of course, tells Jim that, hey, funny story, your daughter has been helping me. She I know she told you that she fled the city, but actually she was here helping me, and the Arkham Knight kidnapped her. Scarecrow injected her with fear toxin, and she kind of alt F4'd out of the world, so she's dead. Sorry. And so Jim obviously didn't take that very well. So he's been running off on his one-man mission to hunt down Scarecrow and get revenge for his daughter's death. That didn't turn out too well, as he got captured and by the Arkham Knight. Batman tracks down Arkham Knight, tracks down Jim, frees Jim, and finally confronts the Arkham Knight, and it's revealed that, boom, Jason Todd is alive. Jason Todd is the Arkham Knight. And I want to say that the boss fight against Red Hood, against Jason Todd, you would think that for a character who knows everything Batman does, who knows how Batman thinks, who knows how Batman fights, who knows how Batman stealths, you would think you would have something like the Mr. Freeze Arkham City fight, but on steroids. You would have you're trapped in a mall area, a mall sort of area. You've got vents. You've got various different things you can activate with the REC, and he'll call in goons and drones throughout the fight that you have to either take care of or sneak past to get to him. He's perched up on a gargoyle in a sniping position, so you have to approach from behind, or some other. You'd have to approach from behind. You would think that when it comes, you could only use one form of takedown or one form of approach once, maybe twice, before Jason wises up and prevents you from doing that again. And also, I'm surprised that after you knock him off a gargoyle, you didn't get into a fist fight where you had to do like every kind. You had to do. Now, there's probably a good reason why this wouldn't work. If you made it so that you couldn't do the same takedown on him in a fist fight, that would cause a big roadblock because you could go. There's no guaranteeing that the player will have enough takedowns by the time you get to the Red Hood fight in order to fulfill that requirement. So I talked myself into that idea and then talked myself out of that idea while I was thinking about it. But regardless, the Red Hood fight is not what I would have expected or would have liked from a Red Hood fight. And then after that fight is done, Jason Todd just fucks off for the rest of the story. I mean, we don't see him again until the very end, where Scarecrow has put Batman into a he's put him into a catch-22, into a situation that he cannot get out of cleanly. Batman has to give himself up to Scarecrow, or Scarecrow shoots Jim, kills Jim. So Batman gives himself up, and Scarecrow unmasks Batman for all the world to see that he's actually billionaire playboy philanthropist Bruce Wayne. And then injects him with even more fear toxin, which then begins a interesting gameplay sequence. I get what it is. What follows is a first-person shooter. Well, it's not really it's not a first-person shooter. It's a walking sim inside Bruce's mind, where you are Joker, and Bruce and Joker are effectively fighting for control of the mind and body of Batman. So then we get to see what Joker's greatest fear is, which is being forgotten, which is being forgotten by the people and the world that knew him. And I get what they were going for, but I don't know if we really needed it. Honestly, I don't know if we needed the Joker stuff at all, which was another problem that people had with Arkham Knight is Joker. People had a problem with Joker hijacking the plot in Origins. That I can completely understand. There. Even I was a little disappointed by it being a hijack by Joker plot. I don't know why they couldn't have had Black Mask be the main villain of the game. Why they had to have it be Joker, because the thing about the Joker in Batman Origin is that, and you could argue this with any Batman continuity, any new Batman continuity, you don't need to show the origin story of the A-list villains or Batman, because everyone already knows it. The thing about Joker's origin, no one really knows what it is. Not even Joker knows what his own damn origin is, because he changes it every single time he tells it. And that's what's good. That's what makes Joker work. We don't need to see Joker. Joker did not need to be in Arkham Origins, and I don't think he needed to be in Arkham Knight. He was fun. Anytime Joker as Mark Hamill as Joker shows up, it's fun. But the question is, do we need it? I don't think we did. I don't think we did. I think this game could have been carried completely by Scarecrow and Jason Todd as the main villains.
Oh, but then what about the fear effects of on Batman? What would his biggest fear be then?
I'll tell you right. I can tell you that. Losing his family. That is Batman's biggest fear. That's what the Lego Batman movie was all about.
Don't you think it's time you finally faced your greatest fear?
Snakes?
No.
Clowns?
No.
Snake clowns?
Bruce, listen. Your greatest fear is being a part of a family again.
No, now it's snake clowns because you put that idea in my head.
That is Bruce's biggest fear. Why he constantly pushes away Barbara and Dick and Tim and Alfred and Jim and Lucius and everyone who tries to get close to Batman or ends up getting close to Batman familially. He pushes away whenever things start getting too close, or things start getting dangerous. He pushes them away because he knows what it's like to lose family. It hurts, and it hurts hard, and he doesn't want to experience that ever again. So in order to stop that from ever happening to him, in order to stop him from feeling the hurt of losing family ever again, he's going to stop himself from ever feeling family ever again. That doesn't work. That obviously doesn't work. So you can still have Barbara, him hallucinating Barbara killing herself. You can still have the Jason Todd fear hallucinations, which is how Tim gets locked in the cell. Actually, I'm not entirely. That's another thing about the hallucinations. It blurs the line maybe a little too well between what is reality and what is a hallucination. And the sequence when Tim is trying to get Batman into the cell, and we see like the full reenactment of Joker killing Jason. We don't actually see him kill Jason. We just see like what happens right before. But that moment right there is very particularly blurred between reality and fiction. Reality and fiction. I can't tell where the reality starts and where the fiction begins, and where the fiction ends and where reality begins again. Picks back up. But you can still have that without having Joker constantly butting in with, "Let me take the wheel, Patsy. Just let me out. Let out your Joker, Brucey." It's fun. I don't think we needed it. So Joker and Bruce have this whole little mental fight over who gets to control the body. Bruce obviously wins and locks Joker away in a little corner of his mind that will never be opened again, never gone to again. And Bruce takes down Scarecrow. and saves the day. But now everyone knows who Batman is. Everyone knows that Bruce Wayne is Batman. And Batman, Bruce, I don't know when in the night he accepted this or decided this, but this Halloween was going to be the last night Batman ever walked the streets, ever stalked the streets of Gotham. Because he takes Scarecrow back to the GCPD, goes up to the roof, destroys the bat signal, returns home to the manor, goes inside, manor goes kaboom, and we never see Bruce Wayne again. We flash forward a bit to sometime after the Operation Nightfall has occurred, after the Nightfall Protocol has been enacted, and Jim is recounting what is talking about what Gotham has been like, and we see that even though Batman has been gone for a while, criminals still seem to be a little scared that Batman is not around. That Batman is still around. They're still scared of him, and the mugger that we see attempting to do the same thing that happened to the Waynes in Crime Alley. He gets scared of something and doesn't go through with it, presumably. Overall, I can see why a lot of bigger Batman fans. I'm a Batman fan, but I'm not like super well-tuned, super knowledgeable of the stories. Like I know all the popular stuff. I know the stuff that's in like the movies, the video games. I know the names of the big story arcs: Killing Joke, Death in the Family, One Bad Day, Dark Knight Returns. I know the big stuff, but there are still big gaps in my Bat computer knowledge base that I'm sure if I had filled in would probably have me questioning or maybe not liking the Arkham Knight story as much. As it stands right now, as it sits right now with what I know right now, the only change I would make to the Arkham Knight story is the only changes I would make. I would take Joker out. I wouldn't have at least I would take him out as much as he is, with how present he is. I would especially if I would maybe still have like the Joker hallucinations on like billboards and gargoyles, where 1 minute when you're looking at a poster of a political poster for Jim Gordon for police commissioner, or a re-election for police commissioner, or whatever it is, the Jim Gordon posters, it's normal 1 minute, but then you turn the camera around to deal with a group of thugs or whatever. But then when you swing the camera around back in the direction of that same poster, Commissioner Gordon is replaced by Joker. I would still have those. I might still have those because I'm sure because that would still be a thing. That would still be a fear. But I would place Batman's fear of losing his family at the dead center of the hallucinations, because that's what drives the Red Hood plot. That's what drives I would say, based on what I know, that's what drives the best Batman stories, is family and what Batman will or won't do to keep that family together or keep that family from getting hurt and keep himself from getting hurt. Those are based on what I know. According to me, that's what makes the best Batman stories. The second change, just eliminate the Arkham Knight completely and just go with the Red Hood. Just go with Red Hood right from the beginning. If you're just do it, it's just, there's no point to it. The Arkham Knight is pointless. It looks cool, but just go with Red Hood. If you're going to do Red Hood, do Red Hood. Simple as. Maybe I would have just had Red Hood leave the story at that point and not return for that final confrontation with Scarecrow and change the final confrontation some other way. In fact, that leads me to the third change I would make. Make Nightwing part of the main story. We've got Barbara, part of the main story. We've got Tim, part of the main story. We've got Jim, part of the main story. We got Lucius, part of the main story. We got Alfred, part of the main story. But Nightwing is relegated to the side stories. He is relegated to the Penguin side mission, which to briefly touch on the side cases, I like them all. Continuing on from family being at the core of the Arkham Knight story, and they did this with Tim. They kind of did this with Catwoman. Batman's whole goal, secondary goal outside of stopping Arkham Knight and Scarecrow, when he decided that tonight was going to be the last night he was going to be Batman, his whole thing, and this is also played in through the Azrael side story, where he's assessing whether or not Azrael can be the next Batman. The whole goal should have been finding a way, trying to balance the fear of getting his family hurt, as well as making sure that not only is Gotham ready for him to be gone, by taking out all of his criminals for good, locking them away, but also making sure that his kids are ready for life after Batman. And of all the children, why they didn't have Dick be a bigger part of the story is such a confusing letdown. Why they didn't have Nightwing be the guy to swoop in at the last minute to save Bruce, I don't know. Why they didn't have I can't remember if Batman told Barbara about that he locked Tim in the cell, but I don't get why those three weren't more, specifically Nightwing and Tim, weren't more involved with saving Bruce at the end. I don't understand it. But those would be the three big changes. I'm sure there are others that I would make if I spent more time on it. In conclusion, Batman Arkham Knight is good. I'm curious. I've seen a video floating around about Paul Dini's version of Arkham Knight, and I'm curious about it. I don't know if I'll include a reaction to it in this video. Maybe I'll make maybe I'll include it here, which will, if I do include it, it'll be after this, after my concluding thoughts, or maybe I'll just make it a separate video. Probably a separate video, because this video is going to be long. This is probably going to be the longest video on my channel thus far. But I'm curious about that, and I'm probably going to watch that after I wrap this video up. Overall, sound and music, nothing comes to mind about it. But then again, it's hard. It's hard for it. Music for a Batman game is not exactly the same as music for like a Mario game or Sonic game or a Zelda game or even the Lego well, not even the Lego Batman games, because they're just there's a very different kind of music style that goes to each. The Arkham Knight soundtrack is much more atmospheric and cinematic and built for the moments that it's used in. But it was good. I'll say it was good. I'll say it was good because it probably is good. And so I'm not a music expert, and it's not the kind of thing I pay attention to. Graphics, the game looks good. Gameplay wise, fantastic. No notes except just maybe there was a couple and just a couple flaws with when things were triggered, or maybe it's user error, but overall no notes. Story wise, little not as good as it could be. I can understand why people were a little let down, and I can understand the flaws, and I'm curious to see how other Batman fans would fix it. So, overall, I would give Batman Arkham Knight an A rank. That's going to be it for this video. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, what you think about this, how I did this video. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this, do these post-game reviews. And in this case, I just had to, because I didn't do it the way I imagined it in the moment, I just had to say, fuck it, we'll do it live, and do it live. So let me know what you think about how this review was down in the comments below. Also, let me know what you think about Batman Arkham Knight and any sort of changes you would have made in the comments below. And while you're down there, remember to like, subscribe, and share this with all your friends. I would very much appreciate any comments, likes, subscribes, and shares. Really does help me out. And if you so desire, also come out and join me on Twitch. You might get to see me. You might get to see me do these reviews live, and you can get seen over there in that little chat box there. You can possibly be seen there as well. That's going to be it for this video. Thank you all for watching. Hope to see y'all back here whenever I post another video. Should be soon. So until I see you again, thank you all for watching. Until then, y'all have a good night, a good day, a good morning, a good evening, a good whatever time of day it is, and goodbye. Okay.